Howdy folks, welcome to the channel. Rockin' the Country, I'm Don, where I react to non-pop country music. And so that could be folk, Americana, even red dirt, and certainly Western, bluegrass, and all that, sometimes Cajun. But I've got a gift request from MontaukEd, and I'm really curious about this one, because I don't think I know the song. I didn't grow up on country. I came to it much later in life. So there are tens of thousands of songs that you grew up with that I didn't, that you're familiar with that I'm not. So I get to react to them, and that is a great joy for me to hear these songs for the first time as an adult. There's still exciting things happening in the world, one of which is traditional country music. Anyhow, Reba's If I Were a Boy. I have a feeling this is going to be funny, but this could be really poignant too. So Ed, thank you for this gift. Ed made a gift to the channel for me to do this one. So Ed, thank you for that. As always, tipping my Kentucky hat to you, my friend. All right, Reba's If I Were a Boy. Oh, starting serious.
If I were a boy, even just for a day, I'd roll out of bed in the morning and throw on what I wanted and go. I'd drink beer with the guys and chase after girls. I'd kick it with who I wanted, and I'd never get confronted for it, 'cause they'd stick up for me. If I were a boy, I think I would understand how it feels to love a girl. I swear I'd be a better man. If I were a boy, I would turn off my phone, tell everyone it's broken so they'd think that I was sleeping alone. I'd put myself first and make the rules as I go.
Well, it doesn't really work that way. That more applies to girls, making up the rules as you go along.
'Cause I know that she'd be faithful, waiting for me to come home. Oh, to come home. If I were a boy, I think I would understand how it feels to love a girl. I swear I'd be a better man, and I'd listen to her, 'cause I know how it hurts when you lose the one you wanted, 'cause he's taking you for granted, and everything you had got destroyed.
That goes
It's a
both ways.
little too late for you to come back. Say it's just a mistake, think I'd forgive you like that.
Oh, he cheated.
If you thought I would wait for you, you thought wrong.
Yeah, he cheated.
But you're just a boy,
Oh,
you don't understand
well, he's not a man.
how it feels to love a girl. Someday you wish you were a better man.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't listen to her, and you don't care how it hurts until you lose the one you wanted, 'cause you've taken her for granted, and everything you had got just a boy.
A double entendre. He's not a man. He's acting like a child. And now she's free of him. Yeah, that interesting choice on that one, Ed, for sure. A number of the things that she had said first half of the song before the reveal was that this is a breakup because he's taken her for granted. I got the sense he might have even cheated. I'm not sure, but he didn't know how to love her the way she wanted to be loved. And in this case, he's making up the rules as he goes along. But the first half of the song or so, the things apply to women too. And some of them even more so in my experience, but it definitely applied to both. I mean, men and women don't understand the other side. It's just one of those things that you can't do. What you can do is listen, and you could try to think and have a sensitivity to what the other one is feeling, thinking, and dealing with. And in many ways, we guys are so much simpler. Like when we say we're tired, that doesn't mean that somebody hurt our feelings and we don't want to talk about it. It means we're tired. If a woman says she's tired, it might mean that she's just physically exhausted from work or something, but it has an at least equal probability of meaning that somebody's bugging the crap out of her and she says she doesn't want to talk about it, but she really does want to talk about it because she's just going to vent. And if you're the guy in her life, she might be venting at you. And you got to sit back and listen. Don't get defensive. Try to hear it. It doesn't mean she's right. I mean, nobody has 100% market on what's right or what's truthful or the right perspective. And so it's a proper give and take. That's where communication comes in big in relationships. As for this song, though, this guy clearly took her for granted as though she'd always be there. And that's a mistake. That's a big mistake. Because one, I mean, evidence of the fact that women don't do that is that they file for the majority of divorces. It's about 70% of divorces are filed by women. So that will tell you something. It doesn't tell you the whole story, but it will tell you something. So yeah, I mean, guys can wrongly think that, the girl's always going to be there regardless. And that's just not true. And the guy's not always going to be there regardless either. There's, we all have needs, wants, preferences, and all that. But interesting in this song, she's got the long train on this green. Everything is a choice when they do videos like this, especially when you've got somebody like Reba who will have the best people. She will have a budget for a video. And there's thought put into every aspect of it. And the color of the gown, green. Okay, why green? As opposed to say red, lavender, whatever. And then in the end, though, the train was released and she's free. So that part of it is fairly obvious what that represents, where she was sort of stuck with him and not a ball and chain look, but she's elegant as well. She hasn't lost herself completely in this relationship, and she's going off as a classy woman. He's just a boy, though. He doesn't understand. I do love the thought experiments, though. If she was a boy for a day, and initially you're thinking, if she was a male for a day, then, not only would she learn, but she'd inform the male being that she has now come to occupy how to love a woman, how to listen, how to do all these things. And what it really meant was, you find out toward the end that she's really just referring to this guy as a boy who's not mature, who does not know how to love a woman, who does not know you don't take a woman for granted. You don't take anybody in your life for granted. You don't take a friend for granted. You got to maintain it, put time into it, care. But she's walking away from a boy. And interesting that he was inside that picture frame, sort of reaching out. So does that represent that he's just still stuck in a spot? He doesn't have a chance at keeping her any longer. It's too late for him to come back and say sorry because whatever. And that's what made me think he cheated. But maybe not. Maybe it just went on for far too long, that he was distant, was not affirming her in ways that we need to be affirmed, want to be affirmed. We each have our own ways in which we'd like that to be done in a relationship. We want to be validated versus argued with all the time, or debated or ignored or whatever, and all that. It's that idea, though, of switching genders for a day. And I don't mean just in this political climate now where you can just declare to be another one and they, oh, now you're that one, which is not true. I mean, biologically speaking. I mean, like, if somehow you could be granted, a wish to become the other gender for a day and see what it's like. There have been people who have made themselves up as the other gender. And I don't mean sort of just cross-dressing. I mean experimentally to see what it's like. And it's usually women who dress up to see what it's like to be a guy. And some of the women are uber feminists because they want to prove, and they set out to prove how easy it is to be a guy. And they would go on Tinder or wherever, these dating sites are, and they would go out and they would go into the world and stuff, and they would find out that being a guy, it's a lot harder than it seems like from a woman's perspective. And that's not to knock women. It's men can't understand what it's like to be a woman either. You can think about it and sort of get closer to identifying with it, but you're not going to do it. It's just not in us to do it. But it's enough to say it's extraordinarily difficult to be a girl growing into a woman and then to be a woman. It's just biologically, it's extremely different. It's more difficult, in my opinion, clearly, but I think it's kind of hard to argue with that opinion, that it's more difficult biologically to be female because of all the changes that your bodies go through, not just in childbirth, but just every month and, on down and all this stuff. But that doesn't mean it's easy being a guy. I just think it's probably easier in some ways being a guy, but it's more difficult in other ways. Ed, Jesus. Ed's really good at doing this to me, getting me to go off on these. It's not a tangent, but just getting me to go off on just dissection. I'm gonna rate this song. I love the theme of it. As far as instrumentally, it was just okay, but the theme of it puts it at a 9.0. I love the idea. Reba was not spectacular vocally in this thing, but the theme of the song, and I also liked in the end where, at least I think I'm interpreting it correctly, but it's how I'm interpreting it anyway, that he's just a boy. He's not a man. And this isn't merely a male-female thing. This is, you're just a boy. And you need to become a man at some point, but you're going to have to do it on your own because I'm gone. So there you go. All right, guys. You can thank MontaukEd for that one, and any issues with the reaction, direct at Ed. All right, guys, have a great day. See you on another video. Keep rocking the country.